Hey guys, welcome back to the series of middle school. And here I am again to tell you about some of the things that I have planned for the series, first of all. So, the series, or the series coming in the future, I'm probably not going to rely on a certain format for the episodes. Like, for example, I'm not going to rely on the one episode for 9 months thing, because I think that's just kind of dumb. So, I'm just going to make them all in like a random events thing that happened throughout the school year. So without further ado, let's just jump in straight into the video. I'm tired of waiting. I'm actually really excited for this week's episode. It's going to be about field trips and the field trip that we went to before camp. Alright, throwing the complete plan of order and concept out for the series, this is going to be a video talking about the field trip that we went to the California Science Center. This was a field trip based on our class group, and the 6th graders were divided amongst 3 class groups called cores. Now, this was for our social studies class mainly. Mr. W said we were visiting a King Tut exhibit or something, and it was only there for an exclusive short amount of time, so you know it was going to be interesting. We got assigned buses based on our 4th period, and our 4th period, my 4th period, just so happened to be Miss Dalton's class. So y'all already know I was balling. I was balling super hard during that trip. So, basically, I only had 2 of my friends in that class, like 2 of my super close friends, Emily and Dorothy. They were in the same class as me. So y'all already know we were balling. Emily got the window seat, and me and Dorothy got aisle seats, and all we did was just talk about the boys Dorothy was into, and Emily and I were talking about our K-pop music playlist and tastes. So y'all know it was already really fun. Once we got there, I wasn't in the same exploratory group as Emily, but I was put with Dorothy, so we ended up just spending a lot of time. She was trying to find this person I was crushing on at the time, and I didn't give in because I am not a weak-minded individual. But eventually I did tell her 2 months later, so ahaha. I also later met another kid named Aryan, who we started talking about, like, who we've spoken about before in the hike down. We've talked about him during the hike down, so I can say his name freely. But he's a really cool dude. He's into video games, like, he likes video games a lot. And he specifically likes Nintendo, and more importantly, the Switch. If you want to talk about games, like anything about video games, he knows something about it. Like, he knows like probably anything about everything when it comes to video games. Just a really knowledgeable dude, pretty cool. So we started talking a bit, and I didn't really notice him in my English class until this point, so it was pretty cool to get to know him. We kind of just awkwardly talked about video games for half the time, so yeah. It was pretty cool getting to know him, and we saw a short movie thing in a theater. We all crowded into this like IMAX style theater. It was like huge, dude. If our entire core in the entire like small theater thing, but it was like it was either, okay, it was one of 2 things. It was either about space or it was about ancient Egypt. I can't remember which one. Wait, Nolan, was it about ancient Egypt? Okay, yeah, it was about ancient Egypt. No, it wasn't. So it was about space. Okay, well, we don't remember. It was either about one of the 2 topics. It was either about space or it was about ancient Egypt. But yeah, no, it was ancient Egypt. But basically, Dorothy decided that she was gonna sit with her friends, so it was just me and Emily. Emily ended up falling asleep halfway into the movie, which was pretty. Yeah, she ended up falling asleep, and I saw the entire thing through. It was pretty cool. It was like a 40-minute thing, like documentary or whatever. I guess it was cool. I don't know. After the movie, we decided to eat lunch. I had like a Subway sandwich for lunch, and we were going back to Chaparral, our school, around 1 p.m. Getting back onto the exact same bus. This time I sat next to Dorothy, who took the window seat, and Emily on the aisle seat. Emily was on her phone the entire time, so me and Dorothy just ended up talking with each other like literally the entire way back. It was pretty fun. And once we got back to school, we all just went home because it was literally past our school time. Of course, I went to after school afterwards because I had after school. After school was really fun. It was always really fun. These 2 boys from like other schools started coming. They went to South Point, the school next to Chaparral. Their names were Troy. He was tall and skinny. He was like literally like a stick, but he was tall, dude. He was like a little bit shorter than me, but he was skinny, dude. And Brandon, he had like the best hair I had ever seen on an individual, dude. His hair, 10 out of 10. But Brandon was actually kind of cute, not gonna lie. Ahaha, ahaha. I ended up getting Troy to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Along with Saker, and Troy started with this number 39 Utopia Super Starter deck that I got for his birthday. It was a gimmick deck. It was a cool gimmick and all when you could actually pull it off, but the deck itself wasn't really consistent, which is why it was kind of bad. He would later go on to buy the Cyber Dragon structure deck twice, and he sort of made like a better deck with the pile of cards that he had. It was sort of like a gimmicky Utopia Cyber Dragon deck. And now as the school year went on, things slowly started coming together for camp. I turned in all the papers that I needed to go, so we were all really hyped up. The teachers were hyping it up. They told us like, hey, you guys can eat all you want. And I was like, really? We can eat all we want? And they were like, yes, you can eat all we want. But if you waste food, it will count against your class. And that's exactly what happened. We literally like trolled us for wasting food. It was so bad. But aside from that, I don't want to spoil too much. Basically, I turned in all the papers that we needed, like the consent form, the medical forms, etc., that we needed for the camp. The teachers told us we would have hiking groups for the trip. The hiking groups were going to be in like groups of like 24 because there were only a limited number of counselors. And the hiking groups were going to be the people that we did all of our daily activities with. So we would do like hiking, we would do eating with them at this exact same table. We would do our our campfire skit was with our cabin group, but we would eat with them. We would basically just do all of our activities like arts and crafts, hiking, and like all the cool stuff we would do with our hiking group that didn't involve the cabins. Of course, I hit up my cabin mates asking them to be in the exact same hiking group with me, cause we were gonna be the Gucci squad, dude. We were gonna be the squad. It was about early 2018 at the time, and so Yu-Gi-Oh was having like a new set release. It was a deck building set called Dark Saviors. Now, some of you guys may be familiar with Dark Saviors who actually are into Yu-Gi-Oh because it's arguably one of the best deck building sets. It came out with Fur Hires. I don't remember the other deck, but I was most excited for one of the decks that was coming out in there, and it involves spell cards. A lot of spell cards. Specifically one named Engage. I was planning to build Sky Strikers. You see, at the time, nobody really thought that Sky Strikers was going to be a tier 1 or probably tier 0, arguably tier 0 strategy. And I saw Sky Strikers as a good gimmick deck because of the fact that Engage was both a Searcher and a Pot of Greed, which is actually overpowered. And I didn't think of it as a potential tier 1 strategy until after the fact that, hey, everyone thought that this was good and it was actually really good. So I was planning on getting Sky Strikers. I thought it was gonna wreck Dylan, and guess what? When I eventually did get Sky Strikers, boom, it wrecked everyone. Alright, so I don't really have much else to talk about, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I've been working hard to write these videos, and I would appreciate it if you left a like and you left a subscribe. The next 3 episodes will be specifically about camp at Arrowhead and all the experiences that me, my friends, and our cabin mates went through at Arrowhead. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of inside jokes that I'll be happy to share with you all. And I really do hope that I have a really nice story coming out for the next 3 episodes. And it'll definitely be in like some sort of redemption story arc type of thing. It's not going to be just one of those story time videos that I normally do like right now. Thank you all for watching, and I will be sure to catch you all next time.